Hello to the chicos, chicas, speedrun, next episode, what are we, 2044, and e4 is being thrown at us, and I'm going to respond with e5 because that's how we roll. Coffee has run out. Vienna! I'm very excited to play a game in the Vienna and f4, so this is one of the key ideas in the Vienna, which is to play a deferred or a delayed King's Gambit. And as so often, the correct answer in such cases is a very powerful counterpunch to immediately... Ooh, careful with the side look, sir. Immediately begin the fight for the center. The most common mistake that people make here is a very timid d6, protecting the e5 pawn. What we want to do instead is to actually counterattack the e4 pawn. And now fe5 is going to be... Why is this cut weird? Oh, this is why. Ha! Gotcha. I didn't know that you could shrink the left side panel on .com. So yeah, after fe5, I could take on e4 with the knight, centralizing my knight and being a happy camper. Whereas after e takes d5, I can take f4 and also be a happy camper. Know the common theme there. Happiness. By the way, my opponent is Piniritong Sabao from the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Philippines it is. And he seems to be out of theory on move 3, which is very surprising because he played f4 very fast, which indicates that they play the Vienna, but they don't seem to be ready for the only decent move by black there. I'm thinking e4 could be an interesting idea here too, by the way. Which is similar to the Falkbeer counter gambit against the King's Gambit with d4, e5, f4, and then d5. Do I want to try this? d3, bishop, b4, take. Yeah, let's play some gambit chess. I quite like this, but I don't necessarily think it's perfectly sound. But I think it is going to throw my opponent off. And after the check, the only question is how I want to take this back. This one earns a tempo. This one develops a piece. Let's just go with this. So we take back. Now we have obtained the bishop pair. And now comes another no-brainer move that we absolutely have to play in this position. At least I thought at first, but now I have got some second thoughts or doubts. So the move I'm looking to do is bishop c5 to cut out my opponent's castling. The only reason why I wasn't 100% and still I'm not committed because knight a4 is a bit pesky, but I feel if their best move is knight a4, then I absolutely have to play bishop c5, and so we do. Now d3, by the way, my opponent is playing very fast. Just saying. So what I'm most tempted to do here is some kind of continued gambit play. e3 is met by d4. And then I'm losing e3 if I'm not mistaken. So that's no go. Early knight g4 ideas here are well met by knight takes e4, hitting the bishop and denying the entry to f2. So what that means is that I could castle and after DE maybe play a move like queen b6. Yeah, let's do that. I quite like this gambit style. I really do. I think it's completely unsound too, but I really want to model here one of the key concepts that lower rated players tend to disregard or not engage with at all, which is to try to unprioritize. I don't know what the opposite of prioritize would be best in English, but to try to, or rather I should say, just to re-prioritize or rebuild our priority structure so that material is not on the top, but in fact it's pushed down a significant bit in the current case in favor of dynamism and aggression. Now, bishop g4 is a move that I really want to play here. But bishop e3 is a bit of a pest. To make it clearer, I would love to be able to meet bishop e3 with knight g4. And so now I'm thinking about bishop a6. I really want to pin this knight to put more pressure on the pawn on d4. But bishop g4 is really well met by bishop e3, so I'm thinking bishop a6, and if bishop e3, then perhaps I can go here. Although after queen d2, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, let's do it. I'm having fun here, despite the fact that we might not be doing particularly well here. I'm definitely enjoying the flow of the game. Yeah, bishop e3, knight g4, queen d2 is interesting. I just checked if I booted up the recording and not the stream, but that would be quite embarrassing if I was streaming this right now instead of recording. Providing our good friend Kramnik with some extra ammunition. Maybe after queen d2 I will have c5, because if dc, oh, bishop takes c5, and if bishop c5 the queen hangs. If queen takes queen, I take e3 with check. Oh, that is sexy. That is some seriously sexy stuff there. Okay, that is really, really cool. All right, so let's go c5. I don't know what the story is for my opponent, by the way, because this is not 1000 ratings strength. Not so far. That is the first move that looks really, really problematic. Nah, I take that back. It's outright losing. So now I have got a forced win by knight e3, queen e3, c d4, and then d3 check, winning a piece on the discovered check. The alternative, which I believe also wins significant amount of material, is rook e8. And now we have got an awful lot of pieces. Yeah, so taking e4 here either, had to be the best or the worst move, because you basically remove an umbrella pawn, which secured a lot of otherwise loose pieces on the e-file. So removing this is exactly the thing that I was talking about when the priority switches, in this case by our opponent, to gaining more and more and more material, and that being the number one reason for a tragic downfall. I don't feel any reason, I don't think I have any reasons to try to pretty it up. Takes d4 is just absolutely terminal. They have nothing to do there. The game is essentially over. But I will be honest with you, I got given a really good run for my money in the opening phase. I think that this e4 adventure might not have been as sound as I was hoping to make it. I saw this move, but e2 is now hanging. By the way, this position is a testament to what I was trying to accomplish in terms of dynamic play. 2 bishops versus 2 knights is always a delight with an open position. So now we're just going to take this. And this might even trigger resignation already here. If rook e1, we are not going to defend the piece on e2, which is the good old knee-jerk reaction of many players. Back off immediately to a safe square, which is just the wrong mentality in almost every single scenario in chess. And here too, because after rook e2 I have d3 check. Now granted, then they have rook f2, and then they are going to only lose an exchange, whereas now they are a piece down, so that wouldn't be worth it for me. But if I start with rook here, if they take, after d3 check, if they go to f2, I then will take the knight first, and then the rook. So all of a sudden, it turns out that actually my bishop is not hanging, the knight is. Now I calculated knight d6, although I didn't call out that calculation, and I stopped at rook e6 thinking that my bishop is safely protected, not that it needs to be, but the knight is on. And then my pawn is just marching on with check, and then d2 winning the house. as a matter of fact, after knight d6, check, king h1, d2. Oh, watch where you're looking, buddy. What's there? Oof. The wall, my friends, the wall. I might take e1 and then take e8. That seems to be winning too. I don't know how long I can ride this wave of jokes about me looking everywhere, including my second screen where I keep on getting, by the way, Discord messages. Who would have thought that you can have such things on your second screen, like chat, Discord, stuff like that? Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, wow, this looks like we've done it. We've done it. Yep, knight d6. So now I'm very quickly going to just rethink the situation. But I realize now that if I play rook e6, kicking the knight, then once the knight moves, then I can do this story, and then I'm gonna win even more material, which is the only way to be greedy, which is the super greedy. Also, hello, rook lift. Check king here. I could get some cute mate ideas here with take mate, but since knight f5 is the only square the knight can go to, I mean, they can try b7, but that would be pretty crazy. That knight move cuts out both of those ideas, so I'm just going to go caveman and cash in on the rook. Discover check, always a dirty. And oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna play d2. My opponent is gonna either take or immediate queen g3. But the point is that they're not going to resign this game without first playing a queen g3, trying to sell a mate in one. Which, to be fair, you might as well try. Oh no, instead they blundered the back rank mate. Okay, so here is a 1000 knee-jerk reaction, you would say. Take the rook back. Nope. Force mate, friends. Force mate. Took. Alright. Quick victory, but this wasn't clean. This was not clean. So let's have a look at how unclean this was. I got 90.9. Ooh. Hello? Zero mistakes, zero everything. A big head. That's all I have. Yeah, you can see it now. 0, 0, 0 at the bottom section. That's not bad. That I will take. Alright, back to regular layout. Really? What happened with the... Oh, yeah, I remember. I don't have that logo thing up on the top for some... What, do I? Okay, anyway, let's go. Oops, that's what happens when you press the wrong button. So e4 is playable, but definitely not best. Okay, knight takes was good. 92 best. By the way, this is -1. Apparently bishop a6 right away is better. Yeah, okay. So bishop a6, I suppose, castles. And then bishop check. No. Bishop b4 is what the machine wants. Ah, no, it's switching to check now. Bishop b4 is La La Land. I get the point, which is to threaten to take and then put pressure here, but this just looks too good. Now, h5 would be a very difficult move to resist as a temptation, but considering the fact that after h3 the engine wants castles rather than the sexy knight g4, I think we can call it. Of course, that is the reason. So then let's castle instead and just ignore the fact that we're down a pawn like we always should and just carry on and just play chess. Undeveloped, undeveloped, poorly developed, poorly developed, pressure, 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 happy days. Pawn down, -1. Solid. Okay, that was missed. Ooh, castles wasn't bad. Castles wasn't bad. That is superb news. I thought that was the moment when I pushed it too far. The engine's favorite move is ED, Queen D, and then castle, which is quite a weird idea to trade down to an endgame. But the bishops are so incredibly active, and White's poorly placed king. So the issue here with White not being able to castle is not the king's safety. because it's an endgame. The problem is that white cannot connect the heavies in a meaningful way. That is the problem here with not being able to castle. Right? If this rook was on d1, no one would care about castling rights or the ability to castle. But as is, it's very, very tough to connect the rocks. And without the rooks being connected, everything gets very, very clumsy for white and difficult to manage and organize. But castles was still fine. d4 good. Bishop b6 best. Oh, that's where we dropped the ball. c5 right away. I was thinking about that, but I thought that maybe it was equally good. And c5 best. And black is still better. Wow, I actually played better chess than I thought I did. And I did tell you that this was a horrid blunder. And the rest really requires no... Oh, rook e6 wasn't best. What? Oh, rook e3. Oh, I'm a potato. Okay. Alright, and then d3, and then I've got all kinds of... this could have been the way to go, ladies. d3 takes and then check here, and then that would have been the mate. But maybe d4 is playable here. If I go to rook h3, that is. Yeah, I rushed it a bit. And now I don't have a mate. Engine 1c rook e4 check, which is a little bit better as it wins the queen. Okay, well that was interesting. Why is my cut off again? Oh, because I was meant to be on here. That's why I knew that something was off. Apologies. This video in terms of cuts was a bit of a mess. I apologize for that. But yeah, I still didn't mind this game. So I hope you didn't mind it either, guys. I'm going to call it a day now, and yeah, we're going to go on to the next. Please don't forget to sub, to like, to super thank me if you can. No, I forgot something. Oh yes, and to leave a comment down below, please. That would be very handy too. And with that, I'm going to leave it now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.